Hello, everybody. Welcome back to 31 Days of Halloween on the Calvin Cam Podcast, the podcast where we talk about everything spooky and chilling. I'm Calvin.
And I'm Anthony. And today we have Pumpkinhead. So let's get into it.
Okay, everybody, here we are again. We are back for another episode on the 31 Days of Halloween. Today is number 15, day 15.
Day 15.
So we have Pumpkinhead for you, which is one of my personal favorite creature features of all time. So I really love this movie a lot. It came out in like 1988, I believe.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, give us a quick rundown of what this movie is.
Yeah, this movie came out in 1988. It was a supernatural horror film. It was directed by special effects artist Stan Winston. This is his directorial debut.
Hey!
So yeah, it has a cult following, and he did a really excellent job. This is the first Pumpkinhead franchise, which would actually have a direct sequel for this film. Two film sequels, a comic book series, and a poem that was inspired by Ed Justin. This film has an inspired video game, Bloodwings, Pumpkinhead's Revenge, which I did not know about.
I had no idea.
Yeah. So, this movie is really, really good. Stan Winston did a really good job. He actually won some awards for this movie. He was nominated for Best Horror Film in 1988. It was a Saturn Award, and Lance Henriksen had a nomination for Best Actor.
Oh,
These are Saturn Awards.
Yeah, he's such a great actor.
And
Bishop, you know.
Yeah, Bishop. He's been in so many movies and so many TV series. Like he was in Into the Badlands too.
A lot of good stuff.
Also, Stan Winston was nominated for a Saturn Award for Best Director.
Awesome.
So
that's cool.
This movie, the cast in this movie, we have Lance Henriksen, as I mentioned. John Dill Aquino as Joel, Jeff East, Carrie Resman, Buck Flowers, goddamn drunk drivers, known from Back to the Future.
Drunk drivers.
Mayim Bleak she plays Amy from The Big Bang Theory.
Yeah,
this was her actorial debut. Joel Hoffman, Cynthia Bain, Florence Sherver, and Tom Woodward Jr. and Dick Warlock.
There was a lot of characters in this movie.
Yes.
Now that like you're reading off the name of the cast, I'm like, there are a lot of cast members. This movie's great. I think that this movie has a very strong opening, and I think that it has it's intriguing enough to keep you invested in watching the entire movie, because you're like, it has such a spooky atmosphere in that first beginning shot when the guy is like running towards the cabin, and he just gets to the door and he's just like, "Oh, help me!"
Yeah,
like,
and just when Pumpkinhead approaches, it makes that hissing noise,
Yeah.
kind of like The Thing.
it is like The Thing.
Shh, he's getting closer, and he's like, "Get away from my family." He's in there, and he's like, and his little son's like, "Why are you gonna let the man in?" He goes, "He has no business being here."
Mm-hmm.
So he's basically trying to protect from his family from Pumpkinhead, because the person outside made a deal with the devil and is marked.
This is it.
We'll give you a quick plot summary. After a group of young adults accidentally kill a young boy named Bill Hartley, his father, Ed, is devastated, and the only thing he wants is revenge. He goes to an old cabin and visits a woman said to be a witch, and conjures a demonic creature known as Pumpkinhead and unleashes him on the young adults.
Yep.
So, yeah, we got that start with the movie, and then we have a really good beginning of the movie, because there's a connection with Billy and Ed. Like,
Yeah.
Good
father-son bonding.
Good father-son bonding. I think he makes a trinket, for his dad that he puts around his neck, and he loves it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just they had really good chemistry, I thought,
I agree.
and the boy, and just the beginning sequence of that movie after we got the beginning credits. I felt it was really, really good, and it kind of builds up the story and the relationship between him and his son. They also run him and his son. They operate a grocery store,
like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, in the middle of nowhere, and it seems like they have clients with their, with the people in the town.
Yeah,
the locals there, and yeah, you get that, and then get an introduction to these teenagers that come in.
Yeah, and when you first are introduced to these teenagers, you're like, oh my god, like this is gonna be the dumbest group of people ever. Like, there's one guy driving the convertible where he's like talks to his girlfriend. He's like, they're driving. And he's like, hand me a beer. Like, and you're just like, you're obviously gonna be making some stupid ass decisions in this.
Yeah, so just dumb teenagers.
Yeah.
But anyways, it builds up to they have an argument. One of them out of the teenagers, two of them I actually are the most competent and not idiotic.
Yeah.
And basically the other one goes rogue, the guy in the Corvette, and they decide they want to ride their motorcycles around, and they jump around. Ed leaves to do a delivery, and he comes back to his son being murdered by the bikers. Evidently jumped over the top and landed on his son. So they kill him, and he comes back and he's furiated. And this is where the movie gets interesting.
Yeah.
With Pumpkinhead.
Yeah. So like in the plot description, he eventually goes to a witch, and they summon Pumpkinhead and unleash him onto the teenagers. And I think that Pumpkinhead's a really cool monster.
Yeah, I thought it. Stan Winston didn't do the special effects. He had people, but he actually like kind of foreshadowed them and said, "Hey, this is how you do it." And what a great foreshadower to have like Stan Winston behind you telling you what to do. Like,
yeah,
that would just be amazing.
I really like one thing that stands out for me when I was watching this movie again was just how the similarity in Pumpkinhead actually looking like a xenomorph. Like,
from Aliens.
Yeah, like, which is funny because of Lance being Bishop from Aliens. So I'm like, okay, there's kind of like a nod at this. Like,
there's a nod at that, and you can just tell just the way the creature is, just Stan Winston's direction. You kind of feel like that and that vibe from it. There's a lot of good things on set, like when he goes out and digs up Pumpkinhead, like the whole gravesite and just how that looks and how it was shot with the lighting and the smoke. It's just like,
yeah, the atmosphere in a lot of the scenes for this movie is very, very eerie, very chilling. Also, like, the shots are pretty good. Like, I actually was like, wow, like for a low budget film, well, I mean, like, it's not like terribly low, but for a lower budget film, like, it's actually really well crafted.
It's very well crafted.
Even the audio I thought was like really good too. So,
and the audio was good in this movie. I mean, there's really good sections, like when Ed's driving back and he has his boy pops up, Billy pops up, and he's like a spirit, and he goes, "Daddy, what did you do?" Yeah, there was just like a lot of little cool moments in this movie. Even some of the kills were cool.
Yeah, I think the kills are actually pretty good too. Like for given the fact that, you know, it's living up to a lot of other movies that came out around that time, like Chucky and stuff. I think this film still stands out for how brutal the Pumpkinhead could be.
Yeah, he was brutal. I mean, they tried to kill him, but they just couldn't do it. They tried it with the guy tried to do it with a motorcycle, and
they don't get to kill him for several other movies.
Yeah.
So,
the kills were cool. Like when Pumpkinhead dropped that girl off the top of the tree. Yeah. It was kind of cool. The scene with the church is kind of cool. The way it's shot and lit, I thought. Even the end sequence was really cool. Like you get to see that since Ed made a deal with the witch and the devil, and he put he cut in his son and himself poured in blood. So basically you could see that he was becoming Pumpkinhead. Like he could see what was going on through Pumpkinhead. That's when he figured, oh, this is wrong. What I'm doing is wrong. I need to stop Pumpkinhead from killing everybody else, because he was seeing every kill, and he is envisioning what he was seeing killed by Pumpkinhead. So I thought that was also really cool how that ties in the story.
Yeah, and he turns around and stops you know.
Yeah.
So it's good. It's a solid movie, and the first time I ever saw this movie, it was on the Sci-Fi Channel during a Saturday Sci-Fi sesh, a long time ago. And I really love it, especially because, like I've said before, creature features, I feel like they don't happen enough. We don't get a whole lot of them. I think they deserve spot in the a spot in the spotlight. You know.
Yep. I
Um,
most likely agree.
so.
What would you rate this movie?
If I were to rate this movie, I'd give this movie like a 4. I want to give it a 4. I want to give it a 4. I want to stick by it. I enjoy the hell out of this movie. I think that it's fun. I think the pacing is really good. I think that it's entertaining. Like, I never found myself bored of this story. I was just intrigued, and like I said, I like the character, Ed, and I like the creature design, and even the cheesy factor of the teens. I just think that they're done in such a way that's like uh compared to a couple episodes ago when we did Friday the 13th, significantly care about these teenagers more than I did those. I liked how stupid they were, but they were entertaining at least.
And their acting was actually pretty solid
the acting
and convincing.
is good. The acting is really good. So yeah, I'm gonna give it 4.
I'm gonna give it a 5. I love Pumpkinhead.
Nice.
I love this movie. I rate this movie because, like Calvin said, the movie has great pacing, and it has great acting by Lance Henriksen.
Yeah.
I mean, I love him in this movie. He's great in this movie. He's just astonishing acting. I just thought, just for me, this is my personal opinion. Also, the practical effects and the great vision and storytelling from Stan Winston in his directorial debut. I love Stan Winston. He is a savant in special effects. Like, without Stan Winston, we wouldn't have some of these special effects and some of these great movies like that we have. So, and not to mention Pumpkinhead, he's basically a legacy character in my opinion.
Yeah,
I mean, he
obviously.
leaves a legacy, and this movie was great, and I honestly have a deep place for it in my heart. So that's why I give it 5 stars.
All right. Well, that leads us into now the fun fact time.
Yeah, we got some fun facts. Fun facts for this movie.
Anthony's going to read some fun facts for us.
Yep, there's some really cool fun facts in this movie. Lance Henriksen had a set of dentures made to give him more of a real look. He also gathered his own props and wardrobe, including a World War II pump action shotgun and cap that he wore throughout this film, and silver dollars which he gave to Haggis the witch.
That's awesome.
Yeah. The dog actor Mushroom did all of his stunts for the film. He also did his own stunts for Gremlins 4 years previously.
Oh shit, it's the same dog. Holy crap.
Mm-hmm. 2 of Stan Winston's children can be glimpsed as members of the Wallace clan, Buck Flowers' clan.
Yeah.
This film, we also said, was debuted Maya Mbalik.
Yeah. Big Bang.
Yep, Big Bang Maya, Big Bang Amy. The cabin, this is a cool one. The cabin where Steve and the others go is the same one used in the Jarvis house in Friday the 13th, the final chapter.
That's funny. Okay, cool.
So the same use props are really, really cool. A horror punk band, the Misfits, released a song entitled Pumpkinhead, which was on their album Famous Monsters in 1999.
That's what's up.
Yep. This is a cool one too. Underground hip hop artist Pumpkinhead takes his alias from the title of the film.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, here we got some more here. In 1993, Dark Horse Comics, which everyone loves Dark Horse Comics, published a Pumpkinhead comic book series. Pumpkinhead, The Rites of Exorcism. The comics was supposed to be a 4-part miniseries and only issued 2 that were published. The second one, in a cliffhanger, leaves the readers in the perspective of Wing Pumpkinhead that would have appeared to have a 3rd issue. So, Wing Pumpkinhead. Dynamite Entertainment began publishing 5 issues of Pumpkinhead limited series written by Colin Bunn in 2018. In 1995, Electronic Arts published a first-person shooter computer game for Microsoft Windows called Blood Wings, Pumpkinhead's Revenge. The game was poorly received. I never played this game. I never knew it existed.
That's funny.
So yeah, those are the fun facts that I have for Pumpkinhead.
Cool. All right. Well, that's going to conclude our episode for today. Thank you all very much for watching, and hope that you're enjoying this series. We're going to keep it, we're halfway there.
We're keeping it going. We're trekking towards Halloween. So, yeah, thank you for sticking with us, and I hope you're enjoying the content, and we'll see you on the next one.
All right. Take it easy, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching the Calvin Cam podcast. You can find us on any social media platforms like Instagram or Twitter. Go check our podcast out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or Amazon Music. We also have YouTube channel, the Calvin Cam. Go over there, hit that like and subscribe button, and follow us there. As well as you can now really support us on Patreon.com. It's probably the best place to support us. So you can go there, join one of our 3 tiers, and help us get bigger and better, and we will appreciate you every step of the way. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a good night.